fellas, good day. It's been a while. Today I have a mobbing Freyna build for you. You all ask me if I want to make builds. There you go. I'm gonna make a build. Ultimate Freyna mobbing build. Gonna focus on the 400% dungeons, regular 250% dungeons, open world farming in general, and traversal. Let me just showcase you the build real quickly, and if you look Contagion here, that's for the 400% dungeons. This is how I build it. Mid-air maneuvering. Here, put whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. I use mid-air maneuvering because I like it, but you can use anything here. Make sure it's socketed so you get plus 15, so you get to the 85 module capacity. Now, increased HP twice, HP amplification and increased HP. Why? Extra HP, extra peace of mind. This combines with a time distribution which gives you just 50% HP, but mostly is because of the skill cooldown, which is nice to have, and the HP collector, which makes sure that in any sort of panicky situation when you have to do the dungeons and you're at the boss and everybody dies or similars, you can just drop some poison on the floor, kill a couple of mobs, get your 9% HP back, you're pretty solid. Excelente. Okay, this build can range from 14,000 to 25,000 HP depending on components. That's it. And then two maximize range mods, skill expansion and maximize range. This is gonna make sure that you have the toxic swamp puddle that you put on the floor. It has the most amount of range, and room zero trauma has the most amount of range. Okay, that's the mods. And honestly, these mods and these sockets are good for everything. We're gonna go into the shield tank and glass cannon in another video, otherwise this is gonna be like an hour long and nobody's gonna listen to me for an hour, please. Contagion, 400% mobs. With or without Contagion, it's personal preference really here, and between having Contagion and not having Contagion, it's not a huge difference. If you don't want to use Contagion, you can do without it. You can use Toxic Stimulation, or even better, you can use Venom Synthesis for faster traversal. This gives you movement speed 30%. Excelente. Absolutely fantastic. For me, Contagion is pretty good. I am pretty happy with it. I'm gonna showcase how it works with Contagion. Anyway, the way this build works, you can put everything you want on it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to put on it, it fits. Okay, so you choose which one you think it works best. This is for me very good for the 400%. Now, completion of it. Fallen Hope, because I have the Toxic Mechanic Reactor with a Fallen Hope mount. Whatever weapon you have for the mount, that's fine. I have a very good roll with double Toxic and double Tech skill power boost ratio, which brings me to about 27% increase in both, which is very solid. It's a 30,000 increase in skill power, which is excelente. It's very good, hits like a truck. And during Legacy, to deal with the bosses at the end of the dungeon, and then another weapon of your choice. Okay. Components. For the components, I use the Slayer set. Why? Because I get an extra 26% skill power modifier, which is much better than the Venom Injection 66% power modifier. I don't really care about it, because this one, it's a lot harder, because this is a 26% increase of 30,000 of power. So it's much better. Okay, that's that. You can go for stats if you want to have more HP. Just focus on putting as much HP as you want. Or if you go for the shield version, use the distorted resolve auxiliary power from the Deathstalker if you've been able to get it. If you're not there yet, Slayer set, pretty good. Works perfectly. You get some extra general rounds, you get some 9% extra rounds capacity, and you have that 26% juicy skill power. Okay, skills are gonna cost a bit more, but we really don't care. You've got your MP, you got MP recovery out of combat, you clean a room, go into the next room, and you're Gucci. That's pretty much the build. I'm trying not to get too long in it, because it's just a mobbing build. Let's go and do one Slumber Valley quickly, 400% dungeon. Just so that you see what Ultimate Freyna can do with this build. A normal Freyna does very well as well, but I highly suggest you get Ultimate Freyna, because of the next build we're gonna do is gonna be a tanking build, and it's gonna be very solid, and Ultimate Freyna is the only one that can do it. Regular Freyna cannot. So and besides, Ultimate Freyna looks pretty juicy, so why not? Just go for it. It's not that difficult to get either way. Let's just really quickly go with a 400% dungeon. so that you see how well Contagion works, even though people keep saying that Contagion is not necessary anymore. I like the spread. It gives me the same vibes as Sarin Primal Warframe, which is one of my favorite frames. So, why the hell not? Go in here, Plague Body Armor, and just delete everyone. You see? This one gets killed from there. Easy peasy. Bruh. Okay. Now we don't bother with these ones, but we're just gonna keep going. Put some poison down, everybody dies, and we keep moving. There you go. And these guys are gonna die from the same skill attack, so I don't have to use extra skills. These guys are gonna die really quickly. And it's gonna spread to these guys. So you see, Contagion is pretty cool. Now, without Contagion, you get similar results, but not as good. This is why I like Contagion, because it can spread so much. So that interruption that you get with Venom Trauma, if sometimes you will just notice it. You will notice how Venom Trauma just randomly stops and doesn't keep going. And so mobs are just sitting next to you and they don't get poisoned. With Contagion, this doesn't happen. It's very, very consistent in poisoning everything. So that's, for me, is the best. And besides, I just put Plague Body Armor on me, and you shoot me from like 100 meters away, you're gonna get poisoned anyway. So it's like one of her best abilities, if I'm being honest. Now I'm gonna poison this, guys. Everything dies. Did these guys die? Yes, they did. Come here. Poison these guys, and this is gonna spread to everyone. Plague Body Armor. Shoot me, and they die. There you go. See, Plague Body Armor. Perfect. It works at any range. So that's the cool thing about it. Okay. Okay, let's deal with these guys really quickly, because we don't have time for it. Let's keep moving, put Plague Body Armor on, and just move on. Yeah. And that's it. Now you just sit here and watch them burn. You know, and if you want to expand it even quicker, just drop a projectile over there and, yeah, burn your GPU down. That's pretty much it. I like the way Contagion works. It's very consistent, and for me, consistency, it's much better than, oh, I can do a bit more damage, but everything just randomly stops and there's no continuation to the poison. I see it more fluid and more, it maintains poison for longer distances, and like it just seems more consistent on range, if I'm being honest. But if you feel like Contagion doesn't work as well, you don't need to put it on. Anyway, this build is made for you to put any sort of Transcendent mod you want and have still space for it, so it's fine. Let's poison these guys because they're ugly. Plague Body Armor on. Not gonna bother with these guys. Gonna get poisoned on their own. What we do, we go there, we poison that room, and then we watch. See, and this works really well because with all the mobs you're killing, your HP always sits at the top. You'd never have a problem. So HP Collector is gonna do a great job of keeping you alive as long as you have mobs. And that's pretty much it. That's the gist of it. And then you move on. You know? Shall I wait for them or shall I pull them? Oh, we have a Viesa. Very nice. Nice, let's go. Who's getting left out? There's always someone left out. Those doors just close too quickly. Since we have a Haley with us, I would imagine Haley would hit pretty hard. So we don't really have to bother too much. Just gonna do some cheap damage on the boss. But if you don't want to do cheap damage, just get your Enduring Legacy and just melt them. And if you don't have one, trust me, get one. Enduring Legacy is really solid. Put some poison on them. Big melt. Yeah, Haley does pretty decent damage on bosses, so very solid. This guy dead. Move on to the next one. Okay, let's show Haley how it's done. Destroy this guy. Come on. Melt you, my boy. Oh, beautiful. I mean, look at that. Haley just melted this big boy. Yeah. Solid damage. This is 200 to 2 to 300 millions, depends on who you have on your team. If there's 2-3 Freynas or there's bunnies around, you're gonna go to 200 millions. If there's no one around, you're gonna go like 300 millions. But damage doesn't really matter. It's the fact that Contagion works like an absolute charm. That's pretty much it. That's the build. 14 minutes. At 15 minutes on the dot, I will cut it.